So I was just gonna share with you guys how I eat as a varsity athlete, living away from home, and how I adjusted to that to where I finally am today. So I was doing some research, and there was a pretty big study done on NCAA athletes, and they found that college athletes are frequently not meeting the recommended daily food requirements. And with such a busy schedule, I can totally see how that happens for two reasons. I can see how, because I've been both. You can either undereat because you're so busy during the day, you're just not getting enough nutrients in your body, but then you can also be eating too much and not eating enough of the right things. So that's also something I'm going to get into. I just wanted to do a little sidebar that I am by no means am I a licensed dietitian or nutritionist or anything like that. Just putting that out there. These are just some things that work for me. I'm going into my 4th year now, and I've finally figured out, and I think will help you guys too. And it seems that there's some people on this call that are super interested in nutrition, so that's great to hear. And if you have any questions, stop me anytime. I kind of wanted to split this into 3 little sections. So I was kind of talking about first year in the CAF and navigating that. I also wanted to speak to eating on the road, and then also being in your own house, cooking by yourself, sort of that stuff, because those are all 3 things that as a university athlete you're going to experience. So the first thing is, in your first year, you're going to be eating in the cafeteria. And as an all-you-can-eat cafeteria, that mentality can really get to you, and the pressure to overeat is really prominent there. The way my school worked was you only had so many swipes per week. So you kind of get into that mentality of, oh, I need to overeat because these are my 3 meals or 2 meals for the day. But you don't want to get into that mindset. It's really key to just eat what you're hungry for at that time. Don't overeat, and then pack a snack and little things throughout the day when you do get hungry, so that you don't get into that bad habit of overeating at your 3 meals. Another thing is keeping healthy snacks in your room. So when it is 10 p.m. or things like that, and you want something, you're not like eating chips you got it in your vending machine, you're having that banana that you stole from the caf or something, because it's more of a it's late, you're not going to want to go anywhere, you're going to eat what's there. So if it's healthy, it's just going to be better for you. One thing is, see if your school or university has like to-go meals. That's really key if you don't have time to sit down and make a meal. If you just need to like grab a sandwich and go to practice or go to class, see if that's an option available to you. Or I know at my school, part of your cafeteria fee includes $80 worth of stolen food. So I was like, well, I'm already paying for it anyway, so I might as well take it. So sometimes I bring Tupperwares and stuff. So just little key, because you're always so busy. Yeah, having just snacks everywhere. Have them in your car, have them in your locker, because you never know when you're going to need it. A big problem I ran into is I would have class, like 3 classes in a row, and then practice. So I was like, when am I going to eat? So if I kept it in my bag, kept it in my locker, then I was good to go and didn't run into that under eating, which some people struggle with. Yeah, keeping track of your meals. This is a big thing that I ran into, because at my school you got 19 meals a week, which isn't breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. So I would get Thursday and go, oh no, I'm out of meals. So just keeping that in your mindset, in the back of your mind. Sometimes eating breakfast in your room, so avoiding using one of those meals, and again, those healthy things you can keep in your room, like bananas and yogurt, all those good things. Oh, another trick that I learned was eating in the vegan section in the cafeteria has better vegetables. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. Just it always has more variety too, so you don't get bored, which is key when it's February and you're getting tired of the caf. Another thing I wanted to touch on was it's okay for you to be eating more than your friends. I know that might just be a girl issue, but it can also be a guy issue too. Sometimes you'd be sitting in the cafeteria and the girls are, oh, like, how can you eat all that? It's just you're working out, you're doing more than they are. So don't feel bad or anything about that. Do what you need to do to feel your body as an athlete. Sometimes people just don't get it, but you do you. Another part of just being open to planning is be aware of your cafeteria hours. Do I need to eat before practice because by the time practice is over, the caf is closed? Just keeping that in your calendar, kind of like I talked about keeping a Google Calendar and stuff like that, because you don't want to be after practice and be hungry and the caf's closed. Yeah, so that's some things about the cafeterias. Now I'm going to move on to when you're on the road and traveling. Some tips that we did as a team that as coaches might even want to develop was we realized that going out to restaurants every weekend can get really expensive, especially on a university budget. So what we do is we go to grocery stores on the Friday when we get to wherever we're going, and everyone just gets to pick what they want. And that really helps because we have a lot of people with dietary needs, like gluten-free, vegan, all that stuff. And it's a lot cheaper too. So we go to a grocery store, we grab everything we need, bring back to the hotel room, we're set for the weekend. Which has been a really positive aspect to our team weekends. And then we can have meals all together too, and no one feels bad about not buying things and stuff like that. Grocery stores are also great when you're away on weekends. I would pick up all my snacks. So when I'm in my in my res room, I have my snacks from the weekend, because sometimes at res you're not always hitting the grocery stores. So that was a good thing I got to benefit from. Another thing is trying to eat 15 to 45 minutes after your workout is so beneficial to your recovery. So again, if you have that snack in your locker that you can eat right away before you get to the calf or you get home or anything like that, is really going to help with your muscle repair and your refueling and everything like that. Having a good water bottle is something I would definitely invest in. One that like keeps your water cool, because you're going to need it everywhere. You're going to need to bring it to class, you're going to need to bring it to practice, everything. So just having like big, like it doesn't have to be fancy or anything like that, but something doesn't have to be expensive, something you like, because you need to be with lift and practice and everything, you constantly need to be hydrating. So yeah, my last little point is going to be cooking at home, which is funny. My sister's is coming to Queens this year, and I keep telling her, I'm like, you're gonna have to go to the grocery store, you're gonna have to cook it, all these things. So I keep getting her ready, but you don't really know how much time it takes until you're there. So a big thing that we used to do is use your Sundays to meal prep for the week, because there's nothing worse when get home from practice, you're starving, and you have to cook something. You want to just have it ready to pop in the microwave. And then one other thing that I use like TikTok and Instagram and YouTube to get my recipes, because there's so many good recipes out there. Like I'm always sending TikTok recipes to my mom, and she's trying them, like she loves it. People are so creative nowadays. You can find so many good things, because I don't want to be eating the same chicken, rice, carb situation all the time. And there's so many things for cheap too. One big thing that I started to do was having breakfasts that you can take with you, because a lot of the university schedules are you lift in the morning and then you're probably going to that 8:30 class, so there's no time to come home and make something in between, and you don't want to be hungry for your class, or you're not going to be focused or even want to go. So some things that really worked for me were like overnight oats and smoothies, bagels. I was the queen of the peanut butter banana sandwich for a while. I always brought that to my 8:30. But yeah, I'm a big overnight oats girl now, so is a lot of my teammates. Another thing that might benefit from, you want to have things that doesn't work all the time, but you don't have to microwave, because depending on where you are, there might not be one close around you, or you need to eat it in class because you're going to practice. So things like salads and sandwiches that you can just eat and don't need to microwave are really beneficial. Also, don't underestimate sleep. Eating the right foods aren't going to help with your recovery if you're not getting enough sleep. That's a really big part of nutrition that a lot of people don't touch on. So as much as we can talk about nutrition, sleep is really an important factor to that too. Yeah, and just one last point from that study that I was telling you guys about before. An athlete can have all the sports nutrition information in the world, but if they don't have time to plan their fueling, it ends up not happening. So you can have all these great intentions, but if you're not keeping that snack in your bag, if you're not looking at the cafeteria hours and like stuff like that, if you're not buying your groceries on Sundays, then it's not going to work. So just having a plan, it can be simple, 3 different meals that you like and are kind of staples with the right ingredients are going to get you through. So that's my spiel. If anyone has any questions, I'm all ears. I'm just protein powder. I don't do any like pre-workout stuff. I put protein powder in my smoothies, in my pancakes and stuff like that. You just do have to watch the ingredients, as there can be some things that are banned. So just checking the banned substances website, making sure your thing's all clean. But I do know people who use pre-workout and like it. You just have to make sure you're using the right one. And it's honestly up to you and like what your body works. I'm more of a 3 meals a day person with snacks in between, because I can't eat very big meals. So I like have smaller meals and snacks, but it's whatever works for your body and what makes you perform best. My roommates kind of have a lot of dietary issues, so I don't eat their tofu and stuff like that. But we'll split, like we'll share ketchup and soy sauce and like the condiments, because we share a fridge, so we'll share that stuff. Or if they're like, hey, I have an avocado that's about to go bad, eat it. Like we'll split that stuff. And then sometimes we'll make meals together, which is really nice. We always have Sunday night meals as a house, which I really enjoy. So we'll cook together. But for the most part, we all have like different tastes. So we'll buy what we like and then share the little things. So athletics at Queens, we do have a nutritionist, and we've met with them a couple times. We made chili as a team, like they gave us some recipes, and kind of like that 15:45 is what I learned from her as well. And also, not even athletics related as a university, they have a nutritionist that you can meet with one-on-one if you have any specific needs, or even if you just want more information about what you should be eating, more information about that. Like our university does offer that, and I'm sure others do as well.